Welcome to the 10-acre woods. Today, we're going to talk about ducks. So I decided to do an episode on ducks this time because one of my youngest fans, Braden, if you're out there, this episode's for you. He expressed an interest in ducks. So I thought, you know, we're still nice moving into the fall, not winter quite yet. Let's take a look at some different ducks. So I thought it was a wonderful idea. So thanks, Braden, for the interest. So winter's coming. You wouldn't know it by the weather we're having. It's 18 degrees, I think, today. 17 degrees tomorrow. I'm in a t-shirt, no jacket, beautiful, and it is November 6th. So anyway, we have gotten a request for housing some animals. People that have ducks and starting off with a hobby farm. They, you know, are a little skeptical about the winter time, you know, how to take care of them, but they are pretty robust birds. So these are the birds that we just recently got in here. Let's see here. Well, these ones here are the cayugas, so these are our ducks. So we've had them, the male, which is right here, which is Kai. We got him as a rescue, and these are his two females. What else we got here? This is a Pekin duck. This is one of ours, and you can tell this is a boy. Now, the way to do that, it's a little hard to see maybe from this picture. Let's go over to one of the other Pekins, and right here. Okay, so you see that little feather on the back tail. He's going to turn on me. Okay, there we go. That tail that curls up on the back, that's called a drake feather. So you can tell that this is a male. Now, they do molt and they will lose their feathers, so sometimes it is a little more difficult to tell. So that is also a male as well. Now, this is a tufted Pekin. I'll give you one guess as to why it's called a tufted Pekin. Because they have a full afro going on. And then, of course, your regular Pekin duck is this guy here. No afro. And this one's also a male, you can see from the drake feather on the back. So this here's a female duck. You can tell because of the quack, which she's not really going to quack too much. You have to kind of, there we go. Usually when they're a little uncomfortable, they'll quack. But when you hold a duck or a chicken, make sure you're holding the wings down. It just keeps them calm, and because the wings are not flapping around, it'll also keep you calm. So you can tell this doesn't have a drake feather, female, but again, as I said, they can lose them. The females are a little more teardrop on the head. They're not as boxy, I guess you could say. She really wants to go down, so I'm going to let her go down. One last thing is that I want to mention is ducks are pretty robust. They can stay outside in very cold temperatures, minus 25, minus 30. Usually anything colder than that we'll take and put them inside. Now how this works is their legs here, this exposed orange part is made up of tendons. And those tendons remote control the feet from muscles that are tucked up under here, under the belly and under the feathers. So what happens is they keep nice and warm next to the body, and the tendons that don't freeze remote control the feet. So another duck, which is a muscovy, which Drake is around here somewhere. We called him Drake. He is a Drake. He's a male. I'll show you him. Now you probably won't see any difference, but they operate a little differently. You want to go back to your crew? Hey? Okay, let's see if we can get a male and show you the difference between the quack and what I like to call the rasp. So this here is Drake. So Drake is a muscovy duck. He's a male. Now he's appeared in a few other of the videos, but he doesn't, come here bud, he's pretty friendly. He doesn't have a drake feather on the back, so that's a little bit different with the muscovies. The male muscovy is, from what I understand, the largest duck that you'll find. They are quite large. Now, they're distinguishable by this mask, of course. So they have this neat little mask on their face. They initially kind of look ugly, but they grow on you. So he's got quite a persona about him. So anyway, as I was talking about the Pekin ducks and the other ducks that we have, how their legs work, Drake is a little bit different, being a muscovy. His muscles are actually inside the leg. Excuse me, Patches, can you get out of my frame? So they're exposed to the winter, so they run down the leg a little bit more. So what happens is, in cold weather, you know, you don't even really want to keep them down below zero too much. So we're going to move these guys inside once that happens. But what happens is their legs, their muscles in their legs will freeze. Then they'll lose all mobility in their legs. They'll basically fall over, and they're defenseless. They can't find any kind of warm shelter or anything, and they'll freeze. So there we go. He gave me a tail wag, saying, "Okay, yeah, I'm comfy now. I've got my own space." Now these here are the female muscovy ducks. They're not quite as friendly as Drake, so I can't really go over and pet them or anything. Now we originally got these two in because we called them nannies. So they don't really have a name, they're called the nannies because they were sitting on eggs, or they were supposed to be sitters. Now they haven't sat on any eggs since they've come. So we got them, and we figured, well, we might as well round it out with a trio, so that's when we got Drake. So you can see over here is Prince Azure, the peacock. His tail is just coming in. I don't know what Tom's doing. They're having a discussion, I guess. So you can see that tail. There's an eye there. So the tail's just starting to grow in. They lose it in the fall, just like all other birds when they molt, and then he'll grow it back out. So come winter, when he's inside, midwinter, he'll be getting close to a full tail. So as I mentioned before, I went through some of these breeds, but I'll go more in depth. This one here looks like a mallard duck. Now this is called a rowan. Quite a bit larger than your standard mallard duck, and the male is nice and pretty, and you can see that drake feather there on the tail. Now they're bobbing for apples, I guess, here. Looks like it's bathing time. So here's the female. So the female is kind of stock brown for a duck. This is a female rowan. Of course, here is a pekin. So this is a tufted pekin male. This is one of the ones that came in and are kind of staying over the winter. Moving on, we have... okay, so this mixed one here is exactly what it is. These two are a cross. It looks like the one with the green head here. Well, those two, actually. Those are called blue Swede. Now they can be in different colors. These are black blue Swede. There's a blue Swede that's kind of a grayish color. So those ones I believe are the males. It looks like you can see a drake feather there, and that one doesn't have one, but could have lost it. Okay, so you hear that. I don't know how well it's picking up. Let's listen for a minute. Okay, so that wah, 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 wah. That is this one here that was making the noise, so that's the male. Now they're out of the water, so it's time to dry off. So you can see here, they'll usually take their beak and they'll dig in and they'll kind of scrub off. And they should flutter to kind of shake off the rest. And a little head shake. Oh, there we go. The female went and shook it off. Just drying off. A little butt shaking. Oh, there we go. There's another one. Now when they shake their little bum like that, it kind of means a couple things. They're just getting out of the water and they're shaking that water off. They also do it when they're disturbed. So if we go up and we start, if we want to go and pick one up, and we go and we walk into a flock of them, and then we give up and just kind of walk away, they kind of shake their tail as if to say, whew, they didn't get me. So it kind of has, there we go. There's some boys. So you can kind of hear the different sounds. Here is a cayuga duck. Now you can see this cayuga duck is sleeping. It's just tucked its beak right in between its back wing feathers, and it's just having a little rest. So an interesting fact here is when ducks sleep like this, what they'll do is they'll shut down one half of their brain and also close that one eye directly linked to that side of the brain. So they'll go back and forth so that they're always alert if there's any predators around. One half of the brain and one eye is still open to react to any problems. So an interesting way that a lot of birds actually sleep. I hope you enjoyed this episode and learned a little bit about ducks. I know we have over the years. You can see here they're just winding down for the night after their bath, their evening bath. It seems like they have a morning bath, an afternoon bath, a midday bath. They're always having baths. They love water. But anyway, please, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about ducks, leave them in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe for new content. We'll see you next time.